without getting too caught up in the pack, I'm going to show you a couple of things that I have, and I'll pull this out on the table as we go. Hopefully you can see it. I'll pile it over here. I'm going to start with the Nalgene bottle. This is a Nalgene bottle. I forget the name of it, but it has the flat bottom. I like the flat bottom Nalgene bottles. The rattling inside is where I keep my cooking utensils. This is a titanium spork made by Tokes. These are really lightweight. It's a spork. You can't go wrong with a spork. I really like it. Also, it has these fish hook thingies. I forget what it's called, but it's a spring. And if the water was dirty or you needed to purify it, what you can do is set that up in there like that, and you can hang it over a hot, bed of coals or whatever you need to do. Put it over a stove, and you can pick it up without burning your hands. So that's my little cook kit. Obviously it's pretty small. And inside here I also have the nesting cup. You can use any nesting cup with the Nalgene bottles if you like. I like the stainless steel. Some people like the titanium. It's fine. I think this holds a couple cups of water, 18 fluid ounces. All right. If I want to get a hot cup of coffee, some tea, or some soup, at least I have my cup. Believe it or not, you'd be surprised how many people in an office environment have that one coffee cup that they use over and over and over again, but then when they leave the office they have nothing to drink out of. I actually have 2 pieces of kit that I can drink out of. So in an urban environment, I think that'll do you well. You don't have to get the metal one. You could even get the plastic Nalgene bottle if you're concerned about weight. 32 ounces of water is not a lot to carry around with you. You can fill it up, but like I said, I have water pretty much everywhere. You can go to any corner store and pick it up. Alright, I'm going to go a little bit up to the top. This is where I have most of my little survival kit. You probably will never use half the stuff that's in here if you live in an urban environment, but it's good to have in case I go somewhere that's a little bit further away from the city. I have a whistle. Okay, this is just the Tops whistle. I have some duct tape. Always beneficial to have some duct tape. This happens to be one of those small little rolls. I'm not going to pull this out too much, but I have a magnesium bar with the fire starter on it, some 550 cord, a Leatherman Wave, and this is a Cree flashlight. It's a very cheap flashlight, probably about $6, but what I like about it is that it takes AA batteries. It takes one AA battery. You'll see in my kits, what I like to do is always use the same stuff that is kind of interchangeable. It kind of works for me, and I think having a couple of these little cheapy flashlights is better than, spending $300 on one flashlight and then you can't get the batteries for it. I always keep extra batteries on hand. These are all AA's. In the top piece, I also have another lighter, and I have a compass. Now, living in the city, you're probably not going to need a compass. You probably drive there every single day. You know where you're going. You know the side streets. And let's face it, Manhattan is on a damn grid. If you can't follow a grid line, there's something wrong with you. It's either east or west. That's all you're going. East, you're going to run into the river. And on the west, you're running to the west side. Let's flip this around a little bit. I can start pulling stuff out here, but I want to show you a couple things. I always have my quick reaction Purell. Alright, you always need that, especially in any environment. Keep your hands clean, keep your hands out of your mouth. Anything that you put in your face is probably going to get you sick. If it's an emergency situation, fire, famine, cold, flood, snow, natural disaster or man-made disaster, you're going to want to keep as clean as possible. And even on an everyday use, this is very, very easy to replace. You go to any corner store and you can get your Purell if you don't have the opportunity to wash your hands. On the side here, pens, markers, highlighters, that's just everyday stuff. I can't tell you how many times that I've used that. You just pull a pen, believe it or not, a lot of people don't carry pens with them wherever they go. In this side little pocket, I have a couple electronics. This is my radio. Like I said, during 9/11, There was not a lot of communication, but, well, that's music.
Gambling. With that in mind,
there wasn't a lot of communication, but the radios did work. So if you were able to get some type of communication through a radio, this also has shortwave as well. This is the PL360. It's a very small radio. It's not very expensive. You can get it on Amazon. Also, for my electronics, I got the 11. It's a solar and battery. So it'll charge the battery and then you can charge it off that. So that's pretty cool. Just something simple to have on you in case you got to recharge your electronics. If there's no electricity anywhere to be found, at least you have a little solar kit. Works great for me. As far as medical, I have everything in this pouch, and I don't want you to get overburdened with the Maxpedition stuff. I was on this whole big Maxpedition thing, and I kind of acquired quite a bit of it. I think this is the Fat Max. This is the fatty one. Everything in here is mostly set up for some type of trauma. So if you're on a scene of an accident, you know, people getting shot or whatever, you can set up some trauma and try to do that, or you can do some self-aid, buddy aid kind of thing. Very simply, some heavy duty bandages. Those are combat gauze or combat bandages. This is the boo-boo ouch stuff that I also have, like Band-Aids, Advil, Benadine solution, chapstick. These are pretty good. The ABD absorbent pads. These absorb a lot of blood fluids, so if you need to pack a wound, these are really, really good. Ace bandage, some tape, triangle bandage. Also, if you are going to put together some type of kit, carry some masks. These are N95 masks, and N100s are better, but if that's all you got, that's all you got. Gloves, these are 6 pairs of gloves that are in here. I also have a SWAT T tourniquet. Alright, you can get the other tourniquets if you like, but these are convenient to carry and they're very lightweight and affordable. A lot of this other stuff is not so much affordable. You have some Quick Clot and some burn gel. This is the military burn gel. You can get the civilian if you want. This stuff is great. I highly recommend that if you are going to build an emergency kit, that you at least put something together with a little bit of trauma, if not a lot, and try to fit it all in so that you have this gear and this kit with you at all times. I do have another emergency kit. I'll put it back together later, but I do have another emergency kit that is in my vehicle. All right. Inside this little pouch here, I have my little writing kit. These are the military memo books and a couple golf pencils. If you need to write some information down, your last will and testament, at least you have it. Alright. The back kit, now this is one of those things where you're going to have to check your laws and everything like that. Most people in major cities are not allowed to carry any type of knives, axes, tools, or anything like that, which I think is ridiculous, because you might need to use that. You can call first responders if you like. Now, whatever you put in your kit, I don't really care. That's not up to me, but what I put is an Ontario axe. This is the RD Hawk 2. It's by the Ranger series. And primarily what I would use this for is a certain type of rescue. All right, this is not for a tactical or type of thing. If I need to get into a doorway, if I need to use it as a can opener to try to get into a vehicle or something like that, at least now I have a tool to do that. If I have to escape from a burning building, at least I have some type of tool to do that. Again, I'm not carrying this pack around with me. It's in my car, and should I ever need a tool like this, at least I have it. Also works good for cutting wood, kindling, making fires, that kind of thing. Pretty decent axe, heavy duty, but it's small, it's lightweight, and it's convenient because it's compact. All right, a lot of this stuff has to do with carrying it with you. If you don't carry it with you, it's kind of useless. I'm going to pull this pack off for 1 second, show you what I got in the main compartment. Alright guys, I'm going to get into the main compartment now. What I usually carry is a couple Chem Lights. These happen to be the 10-inch Chem Lights. There's 2 yellow and 2 red. Red signifies danger, yellow obviously for caution or any type of signaling. The reason I like to have Chem Lights is they pretty much last forever until the gel and stuff gets broken, and then that's it. These are the 10-inch. They usually, you can find them on Amazon. They're mostly made to use as road flares. Chem Lights is a little bit safer, and should your batteries die out, you don't have to worry about it. You have some type of signaling device and you have a light source, so I keep that there all the time. As far as food goes, I like to always carry some type of Cliff bars or Quest bars or some type of candy bars, right? I always write on the package January 2016 because that's when I packed them in the bag. If you want to carry other things such as MREs or whatever you like, then that's absolutely fine. I find myself eating out of that kit, you know, whenever I get hungry. At least I have something inside the vehicle that I can use. If you're like me and you have a coffee addiction, you can also pack some coffee, some tea, some sugar, some bouillon cubes, and a lot of this has to do with emergency preparedness. So if you're stuck on the side of a road and you want to boil up a brew, at least you have your coffee cup and some water, and you can make some instant coffee. It makes you feel a little bit better, and believe me, after a long night, if you can't get your coffee fix in the morning, that might help you out quite a bit. As far as shelter goes, I didn't go big on shelter because, like I said, I live in an urban environment where shelter is every building in every nook and cranny they could put a building, so you don't have to worry about shelter. You can shelter in a subway if you need to. You can shelter in a vehicle if you need to. Obviously, if it's underwater, that's not recommended, or in a snowbank. But I do have an emergency blanket. This is the SOL emergency blanket. Will cover up to 2 people, and that's just a precautionary thing. I keep it in there. I don't like the little silver blankets because I think they're too flimsy. You can carry extra silver blankets, but honestly, if you are traveling, you're gonna have all your coat and your kit with you, all right? These are just extra items that I like to keep in the bag, seasonal, in case I need it. If I haven't mentioned it before, I do keep a couple wool blankets inside my truck at all times anyway. As far as cold weather items, now obviously this is the cold weather season. So January is going to be cold, and February as well. So what I do, waterproofed, I got my little Ziploc bag, is I keep a couple things in there. I got a shema, alright, it can be used for multiple things. I have an extra set of gloves. These are not work gloves, they're not tactical gloves, they are Thinsulate, and I think these are rated for 40 grams of Thinsulated gloves. If you're going to get work gloves, then they're not going to, you get the ones that are lined with a little bit of sheep's wool or whatever, because when it's cold out, your fingers and your ears are going to feel it. I also have the baklava, I think I said that right, which is fleece. This is a fleece lined baklava. What I like about this, other than using a hat, is it actually has a neck gaiter and an opening for your face, and you can cinch it down. And I've wore this in some of the coldest areas or regions in, you know, all over the world, and a baklava is the way to go if you're worried about cold. Get one of those. There's millions of them out there. This happens to be a cheapy fleece one, but even that'll work. As far as water sources go, I always carry a life straw with me. I know a lot of people carry different things now. They even have the smaller life straws, and you can carry that, and it doesn't matter, it's really lightweight. Alright, the next item might come as a little bit of a shock, but believe it or not, I carry a hygiene kit. Now, this happens to be, again, Maxpedition. I know I'm a little buff on the Maxpedition, but a couple things I want to go over in this kit. First and foremost is baby wipes, alright, or wet ones or baby wipes. I carry 2 sets of those. They kills germs, they're antibacterial, and let's face it, if you got to go to the bathroom and you got to make a poop, hopefully you're even close to an office building or a gas station or something like that. If you're not, then you're gonna have to wipe with something. So I always keep this on hand. You know, no matter what, you can wash your face, you can wash your hands, you can take a shower with it. These things are worth their weight in gold. Always carry some wet ones. I carry a little mirror in case I need it. Yes, you can use it for signaling, but honestly, if you're out in the field somewhere and you need something, or you're just trying to shave somewhere, you can use a car mirror or anything like that. But I like to keep a little something extra. All right. As far as the toiletries go, it's very, very simple. Bar soap, deodorant, shampoo, shaving kit, toothpaste, the whole thing, everything is in there. A lot of people might think that's a little bit extra, a little bit silly if you're only out for 24 hours, but I can tell you from experience, shaving and brushing your teeth will make you feel like $1 million sometimes, and it just makes you feel a little bit more human. All right. So, and like I said, you always have the quick clean Purell. Alright, so that's pretty much it, guys. As you can see, it's not a lot of kit, but it's enough to get you going. It's enough to get you through whatever disaster that you have. If you have kit in your car and you have kit on your person, obviously, you know, I'm always going to have my pocket knife. I'm always going to have, you know, my multi-tool and my flashlight on me. If you're a CCW carrier, always carry your firearm. So there's not much else that you need in an urban environment other than the things or the niceties that are going to get you through the next 24 to 72 hours. You're not setting up camp in the middle of First Avenue to start a fire. You're not rubbing sticks together. If this is an urban environment, you're basically just trying to get home. That's all you're doing. With a little bit of this kit, at least you have some emergency preparations, but honestly, you don't need all this kit. Most of the time, if it's a 24 or 72 hour scenario, you'll be just fine. But again, if you wanted to build something, I hope this helps. I hope this gives you a little bit more insight of what a get home bag in an urban environment is all about. Thank you very much, guys. Subscribe, stay tuned.